So, assuming that you've already downloaded and installed Anki onto your computer, I thought I'd do a video on how to set up the core 2K, 6K deck for learning Japanese. So first of all, go to your browser and start typing in DJT Anki Startup Guide and find the link. And here's a list of all the steps that you need to follow to get yourself set up. Now, these steps are pretty straightforward. You could just do this on your own, but I found that I did a few of the steps in a slightly different order. So I'm going to show you how I did it. So first of all, you can go ahead and download the deck in step 2 and download the images in step 4. As you can see, I've already downloaded this file before, so it's going to be a lot quicker to download. I can just go ahead and download that. While I'm waiting for the other one to download, there's an add-on for Anki, which I think is worth checking out. So if you go and open a new tab and start typing in audio playback controls, if you scroll down, you find Anki Web here. And this is the add-on here. And what this does is it allows you to control the audio playback speed when you're reviewing cards. So you can basically slow down or even speed up. I'm not sure why you'd want to speed up audio, but you can slow down audio when you're using the core 2K, 6K deck. So I found that the audio in the deck is very native speed, which for a beginner can be a little bit frustrating because the native speed is quite fast. It's nice to hear the native speed, but as a beginner, you might want to sometimes slow the audio down, and with this add-on you can do that. So it's very cool. So if you just scroll down and copy the code, and move over to Anki, go to Tools and Add-ons and Get Add-ons. And if you just paste the code in this box here and hit OK. And there we go. It says, please restart Anki to apply changes. So hit OK. And you'll notice there it is, audio playback controls. So if you just close out of here, and then if you just go ahead and open Anki again, and there we go, the add-on should be set up. Now we can check out that add-on a little bit later, but we can just go back to our steps now. You'll find if you go down to your downloads folder, you should now have 2 new files here. You've got the images here, and you've got the Anki deck, the 2K, 6K deck. So what we want to do is we want to install all of the images into your collection media folder within Anki. So to find your collection media folder, if I just close out of here, if you open up a new tab and type in Anki, Anki, and if you go to Anki's main web page, go to Docs at the top, and in this side menu here, if you come down to the part where it says Managing Files, number 17, and if you scroll down a little bit to where it says File Locations, on a Windows device, you have this path address here, and on a Linux device, you'll have either this address here or perhaps this address here that you can use. But because we're on a Mac, I will be using this path address here. So I will copy this, move over to Anki, select my desktop, select Go at the top, and come down to Go to Folder. And you'll see I've already typed it in before, but if I just paste in that address there and hit Return, hit Enter, and that will bring me to my Anki folder here. You want to select your profile name, which is usually set as user1 by default. Select that. And within there, you've got your collection media folder here. So open this, and we are inside our collection media folder now. So if I move this over, go to my downloads folder, find the images RAR or zip file, go to double tap, open with the unarchiver, open this file, and here are all the images that will be adding to our deck. Okay, so what we can do is Command A to select all, and I would just normally drag and drop, but because there are so many images, it's a little bit difficult to drag. So what you can do is if you just press Command C for copy, move over to the collection media folder and press Command V for paste, and that should paste all the images in there. There's just short of 2,000 images, so it's quite a lot. Give that a while to work. And there's only about 78 megabytes. So, oh, you can see it working now. There they are. And there we go. So all the images are in our collection media folder. You can close this. And we can move back to our browser. Close this. So we've put our images in the collection media folder. So next we can just go ahead and install the app. We can add the Anki deck to Anki. So go to Downloads, and then just select the deck, and it should open it up automatically. And there we go. It's not actually 6,000, it's 5,999 for some reason. But that's close enough to 6,000, right? So close. And there it is, the Core 2K 6K deck. So if you go to Browse and select the Core 2K deck, move this over here, select Preview. So the image is missing at the moment. So what you need to do is in step 5, you need to copy this sentence image here. And then you need to go to Browse, select your deck, then hit Cards, and then add this sentence image to the back template. So if we come out of here again, we go browse, select the core 2K deck, hit cards, and at the top here go to back template.
それはとってもいい話だ。
And then if you just select in here and then paste sentence image, and there we go, the image is added to the back of the card. Then if you hit save, go to preview,
それはとってもいい話だ。
and then if you just go through the deck,
1、1から始めましょう。2、その人には2回あった。
2つ、ソフトクリームを2つください。
and that's it. That's the 2K, 6K deck installed, and you're ready to just go. One thing that I want to mention is that this is a little bit messy here, but you'll notice that in the sort field, this is the sequence of all the that you'll be learning the words in, and the very first card should be sore.
それはとってもいい話だ。
This should be the first one, and if you come over here, if you scan down, it should say the first word in the deck should be sore. If you see a different word before that, you need to fix your settings. Go to the deck options and set the order to show new cards in order added. So go to your deck options. So just in case this doesn't say this, the first word isn't sore, come out of here and you want to go to your deck options. So your deck options are in this cogwheel here, I believe. So find the core 2K, 6K deck, and if you just move your cursor across and then select on this cogwheel and then select options, and then it says show new cards in order added, and it's here, order, show new cards in order added. It's possible that somehow it could be selected for this one, show new cards in random order. So you want to select this one here. And that is basically it. So if we just have another look at our deck.
それはとってもいい話だ。
Now,
なる。彼は医者になりました。
ところ、私は友達のところに泊まった。
年、新しい年が始まりました。
now it could very well be that you're perfectly happy with the layout of the card like this. I personally found that it was a little bit chaotic, all of this information all at once. It's good enough, I guess, but if you're not happy with this layout, you can fiddle around with it in the CSS in here. So what you can do is you can go to cards and go to back template,
年、新しい年が始まりました。
and you can copy and paste any of this CSS code here, moving stuff around to try and get it to the way that you like it. So for example, the audio here is in a kind of a funny place. Maybe it would be good if it would be down at the bottom. So if you come over to the CSS code here, it says vocabulary audio and sentence audio. If you just highlight this and then press Command X on your keyboard to cut it, and then you could move it down to the bottom here, for example, and Command V for paste. Now it's still in a kind of a funny place here. It's kind of next to the image. So what you can do is you can insert in little square brackets, or sorry, little pointy brackets. You can type in BR, which adds a break line and adds it to the very bottom. And that's a little bit tidier. Perhaps you want to move it not to the very bottom, but to above the image. In that case, you just copy and paste it. You just cut it, and then you can paste it above the image like that. Again, you have to put the little BR for break line, like so. Now that's a little bit tidier. So you can move stuff around if you want. Perhaps the noun in here, you don't need it, for example. So in the code, that would correspond to vocab pos for position, I guess. So you could just cut this out altogether. Perhaps you don't really need it. And it's a little bit squashed together as well. So perhaps you want to add a few more break lines. So you could just copy these break lines here and add a little bit of space to it. Perhaps you add another one here. It spaces it out a little bit more, which I think is very cool. Much better, a little bit easier to read. Maybe you want to swap this one and this one around, because it would make sense that you would have the kanji, the reading, and then the English. So find that here, that this would correspond to vocab kanji, vocab kana. So cut this and then paste it above. So that's a little bit better again. Yeah, that's looking better. And maybe you would want to hide the English, all of the English, which is a little bit distracting, and you're just focusing on the Japanese. So to do that, what you do is find all of the English fields. This top one here would be English here. If you just put your cursor in there at the very beginning, just after the curly brackets, and then type in hint with a semicolon, and that will make the English disappear. Actually, it looks a little bit even more distracting. You could just find the English one here, sentence English, and then type in hint. Well, it gets rid of the English, so you can just focus on the Japanese now. So basically, yeah, you can just fiddle around with the CSS, working out how to move stuff around until you get it in somewhere that you feel comfortable with. You could also hide the image as well. The image is also very distracting. I know we spent a lot of effort installing the images, but it'd be good to just hide them initially. So you can just put hint semicolon in there, and that hides everything up nicely. So now that everything's all installed, I wanted to introduce you to my card type that I've been working on for a while, and I'll just show it to you. I've had it in my downloads folder. I've got my own version of the core 2K 6K deck, So if I just open it up, open this up, and here's my version of the deck, which I've been working on for a while. And you can see that what I've done is what I've just demonstrated is I've hidden the English and I've hidden the image initially. So when you're studying the deck, you're just focusing on the Japanese itself. I've basically used a lot of the styling from Eminent's note type. So credit goes to Eminent for introducing me to all of this this styling. I've also added a kind of card number, an optimum vocab card number at the top left corner, which is just a nice little added aesthetic. So yeah, so basically, oh, and also I've kind of added this manga wallpaper at the back, which I thought was quite fun. I don't know if people like it, but if they like this note type, this card styling, then I'm going to show you how to install it. So now that you've got your Core 2K 6K deck installed, I'm going to show you how to change it to this style. So first of all, you want to download this file, which I will link down in the description below. And when you open up this folder, you'll find a folder here which says put all of these items in your collection media folder. So when you open up this folder, you'll find that there's a load of manga wallpapers in here. There's a couple of scripts, a couple of font types, and there's also a Eminence kanji hover. So I'm not taking any credit for for Eminence kanji hover JavaScript work. He's really done a really good job. So I'm just using it happen to be using it in my my card types. So that's why it's here. So credit goes to Eminent for that. So all of this needs to go in your collection media folder. So if I move, we can move this over to Anki. And if we save out of here, close this, and we should have our collection media folder here already open. So all you have to do is select all of these files and then drag and drop them. See, it looks like I've already got a version of Kanji Hover in here, but we can just go ahead and replace it. It could be just an older version. And there we go. So now that that's done, we can go and move this back out of the way. And we've got a rich text document file here. If we open this up, it should open up in text edit. And in here, we've got all of our styling that we can add to the card to change the card's styling. We've got the front template, the back template, and then the styling here, all of this styling that we need to change. But at the very top, it says change these fields into asterisks, what you might have remember seeing from the image. So first of all, find vocab English, sentence English, and sentence image, and change them to asterisks. So if we just copy, we can go ahead and copy one of these asterisks. Copy. And move over to Anki. And if you go to Browse and select the deck, Core 2K deck, then come down to Fields. And you want to find vocab English, rename, rename it with an asterisk. Move down a little bit more. Sentence English, rename, add 2 asterisks. Then move down again to number 14 where it says sentence image, rename, and 3 asterisks, and OK. And save. Now if you open up the card, press cards here, and what we need to do is copy the front template here, copy, and then selecting front template here, select everything and paste it over with the new styling. Now move down to back template and select everything in back template, all of this, copy, move over to back template in Anki,
それはとってもいい話だ。
select everything, paste.
それ
Now move back over again, and finally we'll copy the styling. So selecting this, all of the styling. Whoops. It's quite a lot of styling. And I'm not perfect at doing CSS, so it could still be a little bit messy, all of this, but it works, I think. Then in Anki, go to the styling tab, select everything and hit paste.
それ
Yay, and it looks like it's worked. Yay. I'm quite surprised that it's worked. So if you go to the front preview, you've just got the word itself. If you go to the back,
それ
you've got the word and the sentence, and you have the highlighted word. The word is highlighted in the sentence for easier reading and everything. So you notice also that
それ
only the word is spoken. By default, only this
それ
first audio is played. The other audios are turned off by default. So what that is for is so that you can actually have a chance to read the sentence yourself before you decide to play the audio. I've also added some other audios in here. These are TTS audios. So if I just play the native audio here,
それはとってもいい話だ。
and this one,
それはとってもいい話だ。
and the final one.
それはとってもいい話だ。
So it just gives you a bit of option here. If you go to the back template
それ
and you find the audio, you'll find this is all the information here. TTS Japanese voices. And this is set up for Mac computers, so it's possible that you're on a Windows device, and I'm not sure if this will work. If it doesn't, then I'm sorry, but what you can do is if you do decide you want to keep these TTS voices, you can go to the Anki website. And if you go to the documents again and you search TTS, the first hit here will give you all information about text to speech. Oh, that's what TTS stands for, I guess. TTS, text to speech. And you can read about it here. And you've got here Microsoft options here as well. And with regards to Linux, I'm not entirely sure. I think it gives information about Linux stuff down here as well. But you might not want it, in which case I think we could just go ahead and delete it.
それ
It makes the card a little bit more simple. And that's it. Save that out of there. So finally, I want to show you, we can close our collection media folder. I want to show you how to use the audio playback controls. So if we just go and start playing the using the deck. So this is the audio played natively.
それはとってもいい話だ。
And I'll just show you I'll change to British keyboard layout just in case. Most people will be using the QWERTY layout. If I go to my keyboard viewer, so to speed up, to slow down the audio, you use the square brackets here. So if I just select that, hang on, if I just come out of here, and if to speed up, you select the right square brackets. So let's try that. Ah, there we go, it's working now. And then, let's see. There we go. You can see in the bottom right left corner, you can see reset speed. Sorry. There we go. If you press the right square brackets, it will slow down the audio incrementally by about 10% each time. So let's try playing it again.
それはとってもいい話だ。
Now it sounds a little bit echoey and a little bit like the person's drunk, but it does slow down the audio really well.
それはとってもいい話だ。
And you can speed it up if you really want to. Let's try it now.
それはとってもいい話だ。
That's normal speed.
それはとってもいい話だ。それはとってもいい話だ。
You can have a lot of fun with it. But basically that's that, yeah. And reset speed. What's the letter for reset speed? Let me just change back to Dvorak. It's this button, this key here, the backwards slash button, backwards slash key that resets it. Sorry, I normally use Dvorak keyboard layout, so anyway, let's come out of there, and that's it basically. Yeah, that's how to set up 2K 6K deck. And I hope you have a lot of fun with it, and I hope you choose my card layout because I think it's pretty cool. I've worked ages on it. I don't do code, CSS or HTML. I copy and paste stuff from all different places, and I managed to get it looking the way I want. You can see I've copied a lot of the stuff from Eminence Note Type. I copied this background stuff from another video. I got a lot of this this wallpaper from the internet somewhere, and yeah, I've managed to get it the way I like, and it looks kind of fun. I think it would be good for beginners to have this kind of card layout. So yeah, I hope you have a lot of fun with it. Over and out.